Well, summer is nearly over, and your free time may be filled with school, kids, family activities, but carve out just a little bit of time to do good for so many. Hallie Tembo, a volunteer coordinator at the Cherry Street Mission, tells us how. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you have some opportunities for people to do orientation in order to become a volunteer.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, tomorrow morning is the next orientation. So if you are free Saturday morning, come on out to the Life Revitalization Center on 1501 Monroe Street. And from 10 to 11, we have volunteer orientation, which is just an hour, and we kind of talk through the different positions and different opportunities available, and you get to hear how you can get plugged in.
And what are some of those volunteer opportunities? When we think of Cherry Street Mission, I think a meal, serving a meal is probably one of the biggest things that comes to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the highest volume of need and highest volume of volunteers, we definitely love having people in serving meals. But there's also, some other stuff that you can do. You can volunteer in the library, which is a great resource that we provide for our guests. You can help in our basic skills lab, which is actually the room that I'm in right now, with tutoring and GED prep. You can host a giving in kind gift drive, a sock drive or something like that if you have a book club. Lots of different ways to get plugged in.
Do you have a great need right now for volunteers, or do you have a lot more guests coming into the shelter?
We do have quite a few more guests, yes, and we do have always a great need for volunteers. But especially as we have the holidays coming up and some of these events, this is a really great time to start volunteering because by the time you kind of get used to it and get into a flow, you'll be ready to help us out for the holidays.
Right. So you do have one tomorrow, but then you've got plenty of opportunities coming up in October and plenty in November as well. So you can, do you need to register for one of those orientations ahead of time or just show up? How does that work?
We like to know how many people are coming. So if you can email volunteer@cherrystreetmission.org before, or if you last minute are able to come, feel free to join us too. That's okay too.
You also have a fundraiser coming up as well at the end of the month, the Be the Bridge event. It's an important one for the shelter.
It is, yeah. It's probably our biggest fundraising event of the year, and it's a really creative and fun way to be the bridge to the community. So that's the name of the event and really a metaphor for what we want to do. And so we raise funds for Cherry Street, and we want to be a bridge to our guests and help them have bridges into careers and into homes and things like that. But we also want to be a bridge to the community. So it really highlights local vendors, local restaurants, local resources, and so we bring them in, and it's under the Martin Luther King Bridge. So keeping that bridge theme going, and it's September 30th, which is coming up soon, but tickets are still available, and there's an in-person and a virtual option as well.
Right, so if you want to help out whatever you feel comfortable doing, there's an option for you. And as you mentioned, it's this event under the Martin Luther King Jr. Bridge, which is really a symbolic, but also an interesting opportunity for people in our community to maybe think a little bit more about other people and what they might be going through. So again, tickets are still available for that if you want to help out. And then you mentioned the holidays with volunteering. I guess we are thinking about Thanksgiving.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, we're definitely in all sorts of meetings planning, fun things for our guests and things that we're going to do. So we're excited about our Thanksgiving lineup, if you will. We're going to have games and bingo and music and football on all day for our guests. We're having a big lunch come in catered by Real Seafood Company. And we want to do that meal restaurant style. So we want to have volunteers who are coming and are waiting tables to bring food out to guests. We need people to play the music, and we're also benefiting from the Dave's Running Turkey Trot this year. So we'll need some volunteers manning water stations and things like that. So again, great time to start volunteering and to kind of get in the flow so you can hear more about volunteering at the holidays.
Right, and there's that address for you there if you're interested in signing up for that orientation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yep, take care.